Are live. This is Alicia Dunams here with 60 Days to Six Figures and Bestseller in a Weekend. I pull this Google Hangout probably about quarterly, where I pull together some of my best and brightest clients and also some industry experts to talk about what's going on in internet marketing, online marketing, marketing in general, online business, and I'm super excited on who we have on board today. So let's get started. Thank you so much, Jenny. We're going to put it over to Vicki, and I wanted to just highlight something Jenna said. Really about sometimes we feel, especially a few years ago, I felt social media was really almost painful. Like, oh my God, gotta go on Twitter and Facebook. But now it's really the beautiful thing is the crowd sourcing of marketing. So Vicki, you did a beautiful job. I do a contest during Bestseller in a Weekend, and it's to give away a Kindle. But one thing, because I always want it to be a learning opportunity, everyone watching right now, is if you have some sort of online program or product, is make it easy and make it fun for people to share your message or share your product or share your service. Mm-hmm. And through this contest that I do during Bestseller Weekend, people share their workspace photos. But you took it beyond, and you've shared every moment along the way of writing your manuscript and coming up with your book cover. And I would just love to share. I mean, you're the author of the book, so what are some of your tips on visual marketing?
Sure. Well, thank you, Alicia. I had an absolute blast with that contest, by the way, because it gives me a chance to kind of show behind the scenes, which is so important for businesses. Businesses are always like, here, I've got this something to buy, right? And they just want to push their message to the world. But when you can take someone behind the scenes and show what it takes to make something happen, that's an awesome opportunity. And actually, before today's Google Hangout, I actually made a video on my smartphone, and I took you behind the scenes in my studio here today with my studio lighting and how I set up the background and stuff. So it's always great to show people stuff behind the scenes. And I remember one picture in particular that you had looked at was my healthy snacks. I had my little healthy snacks. I had my iPad, my notebook, my pen was facing, I knew everything in the shot. So when you saw that and it got through, I was so excited. So that's just something that I love to do with smartphone photography. And I'll tell you, I learned photography over a year ago. Actually, it was about a year and a half ago, as a marketer, because I needed to create some photographs for a website that I had just redesigned. And it was an amazing experience because I really learned photography, learned about studio lighting, and then when I didn't have the opportunity to have my DSLR with me, I would always have my smartphone. And I saw that you have your smartphone where you're referring to. It's just like your personal assistant. It's everywhere you go. That's right. So there's a smartphone camera on your smartphone, and those manufacturers are working to make this camera as great as they can for us to capture our world with.
You brought up some beautiful points in terms of photography and people behind the scenes. Okay, so people don't want to see you as a perfect Barbie doll, my life is perfect, everything. I think it's very important to share vulnerability, oh wait, I'm working on this process. That's why during Bestseller of the Weekend, it's we start talking to your community about what you're doing. So it's not like you go away for 6 months, write a book, and say, hey, hello world, here's my book. You show them step by step, going through the process of, I'm writing my book. What about this title? Hey, do you like this book cover? Do you like this picture of me? And that way you're engaging people, and you did an awesome job of that.
Thank you, thank you. It's perfect fodder for social media. That's the place that it is. It's immediate. It's let them know what you're involved with so that they can keep going with the conversation, and then when you launch something or you have your product available, they're ready to bite.
Absolutely. They want to be, because people want to be heard. They want their opinion to be heard. And so not only posting a picture, but engaging people in the thread, very important. Again, the hashtags and sharing who you are, not just the perfect person that we see you to be.
Right, that we are. Right.
But exactly. Well, wonderful, Vicki. Thank you so much. So, of course, we're using Instagram. You want to feed that into your Facebook page, canva.com, which Lisa just mentioned. I use Diptyque to create also kind of collage type effects. There's InstaSize, which my Elizabeth just told me about, my business manager, because I was like, oh, darn, I got to put this thing into an Instagram size, which is a square, versus regular sizes. So Insta size will make it the size for Instagram. And I don't know if anyone else has anything to share on some software or apps that they use to help with their pictures. Anyone? Vicky?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I totally am in love with WordSwag. WordSwag is an app that you can add text to your photos, so you can really tell a visual story more than just share a picture. So yesterday I was taking some photographs on the Hudson River, and I wanted to add some text to that, find your bliss, just because that meant a little bit more to me. I love to go out and shoot with my camera, love to shoot with my smartphone, but I opened up my WordSwag app, I looked at the photo that I wanted to add it to, and it gives you tons of free text that you can add to it, and it's a great tool. Do you use that, Lisa? Yeah, you do. It's a great app.
I love it, and I also love InstaQuote, which is similar.
Oh yeah.
Similar thing. So that's a very quick way of adding text to your pictures without having to import them into anything else. So yeah.
That's great. So we got some good technology solutions: InstaQuote, WordSwag, DipPic, InstaSize. Another thing that I love to do is, and I want to bring this up because it's one of my tips and tricks, is when you're creating pictures, put as many people as possible in those pictures. So it's not just about you all the time. So for example, my people who write books, I always say that you want to put a cover of your book and a picture of you, of course, but how about put pictures of everyone who endorsed the book around the perimeter? You'll see that. There's one on our Facebook group today. Or pictures of everyone you've interviewed for the book. And that way, when you put it on Facebook, then you can tag everyone. So the more people you tag, the more like, oh, I was just tagged, and then they'll share it with their different pages and different groups. And that way, it's again helping people. It just gives people the opportunity to promote things easily now. And I'm like, ooh, that wasn't the best post to put up there. But leveraging past content, you want to make sure that it is going to be relevant, obviously. And so the best way to do it, first of all, is to read through it and change it and update it, and then put it out. Say, hey, I wrote this article back in 2007. I've updated for what's going on now, and you can share it that way. So again, share it in all the channels, LinkedIn, Instagram. What I do, and I'd love for people to piggyback off of this, is if I have a blog entry and maybe I have some videos or pictures in that blog, is I put an Instagram post of those videos or pictures and then link it to my blog that way. Does anyone else have any tips to share on that?
I'd like to piggyback off of that one, if I may.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I got this great tip that was given to me from the Instagram expert herself, Sue B. Zimmerman. Okay, she's actually featured as an expert in my book. She's also endorsed the book too. Here's a great tip that she gives for repurposing old Instagram content. Okay. If you look in the comments on your posts and you left swipe, you can delete a comment and repost your hashtags again. You can post new hashtags in it, but you have to go into the comments, okay, comment and you just left swipe. You can delete an old comment and it'll pull it up again like it's a new post. Okay, so that's a great tip. If you have a photo that you just say, hey, wait a second, that really didn't get much engagement, maybe because I wasn't piggybacking off of some really popular hashtags, then you can look up photos that may have a hashtag that you think you want to be aligned with, and then you can see some of the hashtags that they put in their posts too. So you can get a second chance if something doesn't get a lot of engagement on Instagram, or you can just repurpose it, pull it up again, say something new, and just add some new hashtags. So that's a great tip that I want to share with you.
Beautiful. That was a great tip in terms of left swiping to delete and refresh that new Instagram photo. And I wanted to give one thing that I use as an app, and I'm looking for it right now, is is, what is it? Tags for likes. The app
Okay.
Tags for likes, and it basically just has, you can cut and paste like a big chunk of tags for different, topics and industries and people and love and all of that, and it has different categories, and it just has a big paragraph of hashtags that you can just cut and paste. Good, thank you so much, Maya. And we have Vicky.
Of course. So with what I wanted to add was something about value. Okay, for visual marketing, I think it's very, very important to really create things that people want to see, that they're willing to take a look and take a notice and say, wow, that's really worth liking, or that's really worth sharing. Even if you don't have like a professional camera, or if you don't have a point and shoot, you've always got your smartphone camera with you. So if you have value that you're sharing, and Alicia, you create a ton of value, right? We all agree. So when you create value, people are more receptive and they're looking to see what kind of content you're sharing. And your visual marketing is the one that's going to get right here first. So it's something that we all see. So if you're not able to create pictures like this, like that I create with my DSLR, you can do a pretty good job with your smartphone, okay? But you got to practice somewhere. So use your smartphone, just keep snapping, and the way to get started is to just practice. That's how you start.
Beautiful, thank you.
Okay, great. So I am Vicky Siciliano. That's Siculiano. So it's a toughie, but you can find me on Twitter at Vicky Sick, Vickie Sick. I am on Instagram at VickySickNJ. I'm in the midst of getting all of my Instagram accounts together. I have multiple ones, so you can find me there. On Facebook, I'm all over the place. One thing that I'm really proud of is my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you look on YouTube, look for Say Wow Marketing. I have the video that I created of my studio setup and how you can set up your own studio too if you want to do any recording for your own business. Okay, so I'm all about visual marketing and using it for your business. So you can check out my YouTube channel if you have any comments or questions, even suggestions. I'm more than happy to get behind the camera because I'm not shy. So thank you.
Beautiful, Vicky. Love that. And I just want everyone to know all contact links are posted on the watch panel for all guests. And again, thank you. I hope you guys learned something during visual marketing for your business. Please share your thoughts, your comments, your consideration. If you have a tip, please share it. And again, thank you so much for attending. And this is Alicia Dunams with all these beautiful women. And we are out. Take care. Woo, this is fun. If it ain't fun, don't do it.